All right, Stats Fanatics, you ready for this? We're diving into all the action from October 22nd. Get ready for a rapid-fire rundown of all the wins, all the, well, not wins, and those crazy plays.
Yeah, it's amazing to me how one player can just turn a whole game around. We're going to break down those moments and see what these athletes did to make a difference.
Starting off, Chicago Knights, rough doubleheader. They lost to the New Jersey Mets 3-12. Then they got, they got trounced by the Oilers later, 2-12. Not their day.
No, not at all. Really shows you, though, how important pitching depth is. You know, when your starters are struggling, you need that bullpen. Got to keep you in the game.
Absolutely. Now, the Mets, they bounced back from that earlier loss. Remember, they lost 5-11 against the Minnesota Web Gems.
Right.
They came back and beat the Knights.
Talk about a turnaround. You know, that's what I love about baseball.
Right.
Got to be resilient, shake off a tough loss, come back swinging.
Speaking of swinging, Nick Assman of the Glass City Black Sox, he was on fire. 4 for 5, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs in their 18-8 win over the Chi Sox.
Those home runs, man, game changers. First one broke a tie in the 5th, and then the second one ignited a 6-run rally in the 7th. Chi Sox couldn't catch up.
Wow, what a performance. And we have another heavy hitter, Nick Corbin of the Minnesota Web Gems, also 4 for 5, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs against, you guessed it, the New Jersey Mets.
Looks like October 22nd was Nick's day to shine. It's all about those timely hits. Corbin, his home runs, they came with runners on base. I mean, that's how you make an impact.
For sure. And while we're talking about impact, Charles Miller, Akron Cardinals, pitched a complete game shutout against the Lakeville Lobos. Only 6 hits, 5 strikeouts.
Masterful pitching. Lobos didn't know what hit him. Complete game shutout. That's not easy. Stamina, mental toughness, the whole package.
Yeah, incredible. Now, not every team was celebrating. Chi Sox had a rough one, 3 losses. Glass City Black Sox, Tennessee White Lightning, and the South Bend Cardinals.
Yeah, tough losses, but they had some standouts. Keith Dorio against Tennessee White Lightning, 5 for 5, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs.
Couldn't pull out the win, though.
It happens. One player can't carry the whole team. Baseball's a team sport. Sometimes even when you have a Herculean effort, it's just not enough.
Yeah, you need that collective effort. Now, T-Town Jackos, they weren't feeling so hot after their 4-11 loss against the Austin Salt Dogs.
Paul Divajonk, Salt Dogs, bases loaded. He clears them with a double. Talk about clutch. Shifted the whole momentum.
And then he goes and pitches 2 shutdown innings.
Multi-talented, that's what you want. Every run matters, especially in a close game.
Now, we got to address the elephant in the room, the Chi Sox in that umpire situation. Manager Kevin L. Payne, some strong words for the plate umpire after their 4-15 loss against those South Bend Cardinals. Yeah, don't see that too often, a manager calling out an umpire like that. But Payne, he was concerned, inconsistent strike zone, missed calls, the whole deal.
Okay, moving on. Let's get back to some highlights. Jason Diaz, Knoxville Nightmare, 2 for 4, a home run, 3 RBIs against the South Bend Cardinals. And we can't forget Adrian Riley, Germain, Ohio Aces, 7 solid innings, only 7 hits, no runs. Their 10-0 shutout against the Cincinnati Cold .45s.
Domination on the mound. All right, folks, stay tuned. More highlights, more insights coming right up.
So Adrian Riley, he wasn't done. Led the Aces to another win against those Colt .45s.
10-0. Again?
Yep, 10-0, second game. That's a workhorse right there. Endurance, consistency, wow.
Absolutely. Now, Colt .45's rough day, but Curtis Allen, he deserves some props. Even in that 9-11 loss to the Jetbox, he went 3 for 5, 4 RBIs.
Yeah, and pitched an inning, no runs, even struck a guy out.
Multi-talented, contributing on offense and defense, even in a loss that's valuable.
Shows you what a single player can do. Now back to those big performances. Matt McCoy, Glass City Black Sox, 4 for 5, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs in their 14-2 win over the Jackos.
Black Sox, they've got a knack for finding these power hitters. McCoy, he's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Strong lineup, top to bottom. That's how you put pressure on the other team.
For sure. All right, Philadelphia Dirt Dogs, doubleheader against the JR Bats, won both games 11-1.
Clean sweep. They were on fire.
Michael Gonzalez, 2 for 3 in that first game, got to mention that. And then in the second game, Matt Edmondson, 6 shutout innings, led his team to victory. Good pitching, timely hitting, that's the recipe.
You got it. Now, remember the Chi Sox and that umpire situation?
Oh, yeah.
Payne, their manager, he wasn't happy. Another game against the Black Sox, lost 10-20, and he was, he was vocal about those calls again.
Tough streak for the Chi Sox. Frustration builds up. It happens.
Yeah, it's part of the game. Umpires, they're human. They make mistakes.
Exactly. All right, let's highlight some more players. Stephen Wilhelm, Akron Cardinals, 2 for 4, a run and RBI against Tennessee White Lightning.
Nice. And Billy Perry, Tennessee White Lightning, 2 for 3, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored in their win against, yep, you guessed it, the Chi Sox.
A lot of good performances out there.
So wrapping up these October 22nd games, what stands out to you?
Honestly, the way one player can just shift the whole energy of a team. We saw clutch hits, amazing pitching, guys doing it all.
Yeah, every game, it's a bunch of individual stories, right?
Exactly, and that's what makes it so interesting.
Ready to look at some of those standout players?
Absolutely. Let's dive in and see what made them shine.
Okay, let's talk about those players who really stood out, stole the show on October 22nd. A lot of power at the plate, right? Nick Assman, Matt McCoy, Glass City Black Sox, Nick Corbin, Minnesota Web Gems, all went 4 for 5, 2 home runs each, 5 RBIs.
Yeah, you don't see that every day. 4 for 5, that's getting on base 80% of the time. And then
Yeah.
2 home runs on top of that, these guys can hit.
No doubt. And those RBIs, they made a difference for their teams. Now, Charles Miller, Akron Cardinals, complete game shutout.
That's tough to do. Stamina, focus, you got to be on top of your game, physically and mentally.
Absolutely. And he had 5 strikeouts along the way. Dominant.
Totally. You know, another thing I noticed, a lot of versatility from these players. Paul Divajonk, Austin Salt Dogs, that clutch double, bases loaded, and then he comes in and pitches 2 scoreless innings.
Yeah, a player who can do it all, that's valuable. Offense, defense, they contribute everywhere.
Right, and Curtis Allen, Cincinnati Colt .45s, even in a loss, he made an impact with his hitting and pitching.
So for anyone out there dreaming of playing pro ball, what can they learn from these guys?
Well, I think it's clear. Talent and hard work, they pay off. But be a well-rounded player. Work on all your skills. You never know when you'll need to step up and do something different.
Great advice. And remember, it's a team sport. Even the best players can't win every game on their own. It takes everyone working together, doing their part.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So that wraps up our deep dive into October 22nd. Incredible hitting, some really strong pitching, and yeah, a little bit of controversy.
Every game has a story. And those stories, those individual moments, that's what makes baseball so exciting.
You said it. So what stood out to you? Who impressed you? Let us know on our website. And join us next time for another deep dive into the world of sports.